let's come back to you then.
Yes, please.
You're a Nigerian.
Yes, I am.
And you're a lawyer.
I am a lawyer. Yes.
Now, that's stating the obvious.
Yes.
But when you look at what we're looking to do, I'm going back to an issue that I broached before, and that is in terms of the constitution that we have now.
Yes.
Is it so dysfunctional that we can attribute all the things that is wrong with our nation to this very, very dysfunctional constitution put together by the military?
Yes, it's unfortunate that the constitution is being subject to this kind of whipping, as it were. A constitution ought to be something that is so sacred that upon the mention of it, people would wait and listen. The unfortunate thing about the Nigerian 1999 constitution that has caused this is because we know that it's a military-given constitution. In point of fact, section 14 of the same constitution provides that the sovereignty of Nigeria belongs to the people. And that becomes a contradiction in terms, because the same constitution that says that the sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria has lent itself to being a decree number 24. The same constitution that says we, the people of Nigeria, has lent itself to becoming a decree made by a military government, not people of Nigeria. The same constitution that has said that the Federal Republic of Nigeria is it's contradictory to the reality on ground. So our constitution needs a complete restructuring. It may not be in terms of content. Well, let's leave content aside, but we need to do something to the constitution that will give us the willingness to give it obeisance, the willingness to submit to it. Presently, if you go out there, a lot of people, especially educated people, enlightened people as it were, especially lawyers and people who have read, will tell you that the constitution is such that they cannot submit to it because they know that it is an imposed document, and since it does not have that ability to get your obeisance, it loses its flavor as a constitution. That is why there is need to create a document that everybody will identify with and say, yes, this is my document.
So, okay, even if the revised one says exactly the same thing that this one says.
Yes, it makes a lot of sense.
Says,
yes,
we the people of Nigeria,
and it's truth to do, and it's truth to do.
Another thing,
makes a lot of sense.
Yes. You see, another thing that we seem to be missing out is the process. Is the process. Is what I'll put in very simple terms is the getting to know you, the process of which it comes about. So they say not only the destination, yes, but the process and the way and manner at which we get there. So if you look at as you said, the 19, I mean, some people have issues in even the interpretation of it, thereof. Some people take certain aspects of it, others take certain aspects of it. There are conflicts between what a state can do and what a federal government can do. And most of it, but one thing I want us not to lose is what Professor Obiozor said, and I found it very interesting. He called it the civilianization of Nigeria. I mean, because I find it curious, because we've been talking about the militarization of Nigeria for the past God knows how many years. And any discussion we normally have on democracy, and accountability and things like that, everybody's given one reason why things aren't working: the militarization. We've talked about, in Nigeria, we've had the recent issue of sirens, we've had things like that. And everybody talks about the militarization. And so if Nigeria decides to sit back for 6 to 9 months and decides to practice the civilianization, as Professor said, I think that's some value added. I think because it's the process, quite frankly.
It's the process that matters.
Yes.
Thank you very much. I think that's a good place to leave it. We have been chatting with Professor George Obiozor, who's a member of the Presidential Committee, who joined us from Abuja. Thank you very much, Professor. And in our studios in Lagos, we've had Mr. Shina Fagbenro Byron, as well as Mr. Ikechukwu Ikeji.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you
very much
for joining us, gentlemen. I hope you come away with a better idea about what all this national dialogue is about and what the Constitution is all about. Thank you very much for being there. But I urge you to stay with us because we're now going on a very short break and we'll be right back.